Where's Jenna at? I'm back, bitches. I'm back. What's up, everybody? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. What's up, you guys? I'm back. So, for those of you guys that don't know why I'm dancing, I was banned from going live for about a week. And I'm starting to figure out that there's some hating people on this app. They do not want to see me win. So, from now on, I'm going to be real careful on my live streams. I do not want to get my lives banned. You know, so come on in, y'all. Come on in. We're going to chit chat, and then I'm going to go lay down. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, girl. Hey, guys. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, y'all. Share your story, girl. You just share it. Share it. If you guys want me, if you guys need help with something, like you want to, I'll do it. If you guys want to learn how to grow your following here on TikTok, you can join my Patreon account and I'll teach you. Because there's an... Hey guys, hey Mel, hey Butterfly. Hey y'all. Here. If you guys want to follow my YouTube channel, Real Talk Recovery with Nicole, YouTube, okay? And then also, if you want to learn or like support my channel, you can join my Patreon account, Recovery. Nope. Boom chakalaka. Hey y'all. Hey guys. Okay, so what's up, y'all? My name is Nicole and I'm a person in long-term recovery. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015, and this is my TikTok account where I share my experience, strength, and hope, and everything about my active addiction and my recovery now, okay? So you look great. What gave you inspiration or confidence to create a TikTok account? Yes, I live in Little Rock. Well, I had already started a YouTube channel like 5 years ago, and my YouTube channel, it was like at 6,000 followers or something like that. And my boss had started a YouTube or a TikTok, and he was like, you should start a TikTok account. And he's like telling me how, you know, it was like really active and how people here, like, it's just a lot more faster than YouTube. And so at first I was like, nah, man, I'm not going to do that. I like YouTube. I do videos over here, and I was live streaming on YouTube also. And then he showed me his TikTok account, and he had just hit like 120,000 followers. And I was like, okay. And so I decided to come over here because it seemed like he was able to get his message out faster here on TikTok. And he was right. So I did. So that's why I came to TikTok. But I started sharing my story when I had 1 year sober. So I got sober in 2015 after my son got taken away. And I got on Suboxone, and I was so excited to be sober. I was so excited, you guys. And I remember talking to my sponsor, and I was like, when can I tell my story? And she was like, when you have a year. And so I was like, okay. And so 6 months went by, and then a year went by, and I swear to God, the day I turned 1 year sober, I went to my sponsor. I was like, can I tell my story? Can I tell my story? And she was like, yeah, why don't you go tell your story at the treatment center that you went to? And so I said, great idea. And so I called the rehab that I graduated from. It was Oasis in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I said, hey guys, I've got 1 year sober. Can I come tell my story? And they were like, yeah, come tell your story. So I went and I told my story, and it was an hour and 15 minutes I talked. And there was nobody in the room. There was not a dry eye. Every person in that damn room was crying their eyes out. Grown men, 50, 60-year-old men, grown women, I mean, crying, everybody bawling. And I remember them all coming up to me after I told my story and telling me thank you and how it helped them. And then I said, you know what? I want to do this. Like, I want to tell my story. I want to tell my story. I want to help people. I want to help people. Right? And so I had already gotten a job. I was working like at a restaurant, like making sandwiches or something like that, making salads. And so I went home that night and I made a Facebook account. My first Facebook account since getting sober, because all my other Facebook accounts were just, you know, me taking pictures of myself high. And so I made a sober Facebook account, and I started joining all these different recovery groups on Facebook. And everybody was telling their story. It was me, Shanda, Richie, Andrew Hager, Sweezy. There's just a bunch of us, okay? A bunch of us. And so I started telling my story. And part of my story was that I was on Suboxone. And I remember telling my story, and people were making fun of me and telling me that I wasn't sober. And I was like, what? What is this all about? Like, people are judging me? And so I remember people being really fucking shitty to me. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck Facebook. I'm leaving. And I went and made a YouTube channel. Well, baby, that's all it took was me making a YouTube channel. And ever since then, I've been pop locking and dropping it in recovery, telling my story everywhere I can. And I've been sober for almost 6 years now. I work for a treatment center. I get paid to share my experience, strength, and hope. I get to do stuff that I never thought I would be able to do, and it's only because I'm sober. So, hey, French fries, what's up? I'm back. Tips on getting off Suboxone. Taper low and slow. Taper low and slow over an extended period of time. Do not rush. Do not let anybody tell you that you are not in recovery or that you're not sober. Don't listen to what anyone says. If you have to stay on Suboxone for 6 years until you feel comfortable to start a taper plan, then that's what you need to do. Do not listen to anyone else. Do exactly what you need to do for your sobriety. If I had listened to people in my early recovery, okay, I would have jumped off Suboxone at like 2 months sober, and I would have relapsed. Okay? Please do what you got to do. You got to think about it this way. You didn't get addicted overnight. Your addiction didn't last 1 week, did it? Your addiction didn't last 1 month, did it? Okay? My addiction lasted 15 years. And so if it takes me 15 years to taper off Suboxone, then that's how long it takes me, honey. But I'm telling you guys, that's the best thing you can do, is just take it slow and don't worry about what nobody else has to say. I don't, there was a lot of people who tried to make me feel insecure. There was a lot of people who tried to tell me I wasn't in recovery, and I just ignored them. I just ignored them, and my life is so much better now. I have everything I could ever want and more. Hey Bree, what's up, girl? I have everything I could ever want and more. I'm happy. I have my son. I have full custody of my son back. I'm married. I have my husband, who's my best friend. Like, I have a good life. So don't ever let anyone, you guys got to think about it like this, okay? When someone else is judging you about your sobriety, they're just judging themselves, okay? They're projecting onto you, okay? Their insecurities, their low self-esteem, their low self-worth. Maybe they didn't have enough cojones to stay on medication-assisted treatment and stay sober. Maybe they let other people influence them to make dumb decisions. I don't know what Lucimera is, you guys. I have no idea. I don't know why y'all are asking me that. I know somebody had asked me that in my live stream on YouTube tonight, but I don't know what that. This is a sleeping pill, I thought. Or that's Lunesta. I don't know what Lucimera is. Hey, Ashley. I'll have to look into that, you guys, because I'm pretty up to date on all the MAT stuff. Oh, it helps for withdrawals? Oh, okay. Well, then it's probably just prescribed to help people when they're going through withdrawal to get on to MAT. So anyway, yeah, I'm back. I'm back on my TikTok. This is my main account, and I had been banned from it for a week, and my whole thing is I do these live streams because I want to help people. I do these live streams and we talk about recovery. We talk about coping skills. We do stuff together. And so, you know what we're going to do tonight? This is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about recovery truths. Okay? Recovering addict truths that nobody talks about. So, like I was telling you guys on my TikToks, in the first 6 months to a year of my sobriety, I struggled so much to be able to talk to people. I had no idea how to communicate. Every time I would open my mouth, I would start stuttering, and I would go to the gas station. I would try to check out, get some cigarettes, and I could barely talk, y'all. I could barely talk. I felt so uncomfortable. I felt so just insecure, and like my brain was not computing. My brain was not computing the words to my mouth because I had been high for 15 years. And so when I got off all the drugs and the alcohol, I had no idea how to operate without them. It was like this. My body was a car, and I had been filling my gas tank up with diesel. And that's not the way it's supposed to operate. My gas tank don't run on diesel, but that's what I was putting in it for many years. So when I stopped filling it up with diesel and I started putting Super Plus unleaded in there, and my car was starting to run smooth and sound good, that's what it's like. I was like, whoa, what do I do? How do I talk to people? How do I do this? How do I do that? I can remember my husband telling me, Nicole, you're doing this thing. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? He's like, when you talk, your mouth is going like this. And it was because I had been used to tweaking for so many years. Okay? Megan, I didn't see your question, baby. It didn't come up. You'll have to ask it again. If you said anything about any kind of drugs like Suboxone or methadone or anything, it'll block it out. So what you need to do is abbreviate whatever you were saying, so that way it'll show the question. Hey John, what's up, honey? So that was one of the main things that I struggled with when I first got sober, was not feeling like I could communicate with people. And then when I would try to communicate with people, I would get this like really bad anxiety, you guys. It was like panic attack anxiety, you know? Trey, hey Trey. Then the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is people pleasing. Are subclinics free, or do you need insurance? It just depends on what state you're in. I mean, I know that there's sliding scale Suboxone clinics, and my Suboxone clinic takes insurance. Sweating, oh yeah, that sucks. Yes, so that's really a bad side effect of being on methadone. One of the things that you can do to stop that is talk to your doctor about Vitadone or Vitadone, Vitadone. It's a medication that they can prescribe you, or try to go down on your dose a little bit, because that's just a really bad side effect of methadone. Yeah, Vitadone, Vitadone. I don't have that anymore because I'm on a lower milligram. I'm only on 2 milligrams of Suboxone now. But when I first started out on Suboxone, I would be sweating my balls off, you guys. My balls. Okay? And I was waiting tables. And so I would be like waiting on my customers, and sweat would just be like pouring down my face. And so staying hydrated, drinking lots of water, and talking to your doctor about that medication. No, Megan, it's not showing up, sweetheart. It was if I'm on MAT and I want to switch clinics, will I lose my code? Oh, if I'm on MAT and I want to switch clinics, what do you mean, like clinics? What code? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not on methadone, so I didn't know they have a code. What dosage did I start out on? I started out on 8 milligrams. And then I went up to 12, and that's where I stopped, was 12 milligrams. And I stayed on 12 milligrams for 3.5 years before I started to taper. I started to taper, and then I've been tapering for like 2 years, you guys. I'm going really, really slow. Yeah, so Megan, you will probably have to start over at your new clinic and re-earn take-homes there. So they'll have to get to know you. You'll have to get, like, it'll be a whole start over, like a brand new clinic. Because they got to get to know you and, you know, all that good stuff. See, at the Suboxone clinic I go to, the way they do it is they start you out. Yeah, it's called Vitadone or Vitadone, V-I-T. Here, let me write it in the comments. Hold on. Yeah, just tell him that you were talking to Nicole on TikTok, and that she was telling you about this medication that her doctor subscribes for sweat. It was an 8 and a 4. Even if my counselor will transfer my info, Megan, I mean, it really just depends on your clinic. If they might, but I doubt it. I really think that they will start you over. I mean, you never know. They might not, but I'm pretty sure they will, because like, it's kind of like going to a new school, and they got to get to know you and see if you're serious about your recovery and that kind of stuff. Or they might allow you to stay at the same place and like really monitor you. So it could be, I'm not sure. You should call ahead of time and ask. Just call tomorrow morning. That's what I would do. Just call and ask ahead of time. Oh yeah, it's totally normal. Totally normal. Hey, what's up, Mike? How are you feeling? I'm so glad to be back on my account, you guys. So upsetting when people, like, here's the thing. It would be different if I was like over here, like doing stupid stuff and being mean on TikTok, but I'm just trying to help people. You know what I mean? And so when people attack my account, like, they're not just hurting me, they're hurting everyone, because people come here for support, you know? Not tonight, because every time I sign on with a co-host, it makes my volume really messed up. It like messes it up bad, man. But I hope you're doing okay. So Gigi Moon, if you need help finding a Suboxone doctor, just send me a message, because I've got information about telehealth clinics. I've got information about how you can get a sliding scale clinic. I'll hook you up. Hey, Clean and Serene. No, girl, what did you say? I didn't see it. It might have blocked your comment. Did you say anything about drugs or anything in it? Because it'll block out the comment. So if you did, make sure you abbreviate the word. Okay? Cooper Wallace, is that Jessica? Hey, Carissa. I'm so glad you guys are here. Yay! My people are back. My people are back. My people are back. So this is what I need from you guys, okay? Are y'all listening? We need to blow up my account. I need help. We've got to share these videos. We are on a mission here. We are on a mission. I'm on a mission, okay? And so what I'm doing to the people that I support here on TikTok is I'm sharing their videos. Anytime I see a video from somebody I like, I share it over to Facebook. That way, bam, they got another share on their a thing, you know? Girl, somebody reported me somebody reported my live and it got me banned. There is a huge plan. Oh, also, listen to this. I've lost 7 pounds. I've lost 7 pounds. I've lost 7 pounds. I wonder where it's from. I have a rather unique story. I'm ready, but I'm a mother. You don't want to get on Suboxone? You can go anywhere then. There's all kinds of treatment centers that you can get help from. Why would a doctor suggest subs to someone who's been abstinent for over 10 months? So, Clean and Serene, if somebody is struggling with like thoughts of using or anything like that, or they have pain and they need to have like proper pain management and they're also addicted to drugs, then they can suggest a person to get on Suboxone. Also, I'm going to be straight up with you. Like, you could do Vivitrol, but you need to see if your insurance covers it, because in some states they won't cover it and that's super expensive. And yeah, you could try that. But yeah, a lot of the doctors, because Suboxone is the gold standard for MAT treatment right now. Like, it used to be methadone and everybody was doing methadone, remember? Now it's Suboxone. So anytime somebody sees you and you have a problem with opiate addiction, that's automatically the thing they're going to recommend to you. But it's up to you, you know. Why don't you ask him if you want to, tell him you want to try Vivitrol first and see how that works out. If it doesn't help, then there's nothing wrong with utilizing Suboxone, you guys. Like, I think a lot of people, here's the thing. When you abuse drugs, especially opiates, it changes the chemistry in your brain, you guys. And a lot of us will never be back to the way we were before we started using drugs. And I'm just being straight up with you guys. I shot meth, I shot oxys, I shot heroin, I shot cocaine. I was doing drugs. A normal person has like motivation and will to live and gets excited. Somebody like me, somebody like you who's abused drugs for multiple years, it's like our brain doesn't produce the same feel-good chemicals that a normal person's brain produces. And our brains will probably be trying to get back to the way they were before we used drugs for the rest of our lives. And so a person who has been, an opiate addict for 20 years, being on Suboxone can literally save their life and give them some sense of normalcy back. And so, I think that's why a lot of people get on Suboxone and stay on Suboxone forever, because they feel regular, because that part of their brain has been completely altered, It was just like 7 days. Hey, Kim. Oh, it's because I just got unbanned at 11 o'clock, so I wanted to come on and say hi. Hey, Carissa, what is that? What is Lamera? What, a detox? Tina, yeah. Okay, so Tina, if you're an opiate addict, what drugs are you using? I know, Clean and Serene. I had the same problem, girl. Hey, Randa, what's up, girl? Okay, I'll have to look into it, Carissa, because I've never heard of it, and Dr. B has never talked to me about it. And we talk about all kinds of stuff like that, so I'll have to ask him. Somebody else asked me that tonight on my YouTube channel. They said it helps with withdrawal, and so that might be the case. It might help people with withdrawal. I don't know. Now, whose question was I asking? Oh yeah, so Clean and Serene. Okay. So let's think about it this way, all right? So in the program of Narcotics Anonymous, you follow a higher power, right? And your higher power gave you common sense and a brain, right? If you're constantly worried and thinking about using, and you're constantly struggling with, with cravings and stuff, wouldn't your higher power want you to get help for that? And if what you're doing in your program, which is working the steps, praying, meditating, all that isn't working, then going to the doctor and utilizing medication could be very helpful. You know what I mean? So don't let that old school kind of way, you guys, keep you from getting the proper help that you need. Okay, there's nothing wrong with utilizing medication. And I'm not one of those people that believes in conspiracy theories and big pharma, fuck them, and all this. I believe in medication. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have medicine. I have mental illness, I have addiction, I struggle with food addiction. I have a lot of stuff going on in my life that medication helps me to be a whole person, a regular person. Hey, Patty. Okay, Carissa, I'll have to go look at it. Propanol? Your doctor wants you to taper off of what, Sun Chaser? Yeah, so Miss Tina, this is what you could do. You could go to detox to get off of everything, and then you need to go into some kind of treatment program, whether it be like a residential treatment program or intensive outpatient treatment program, but you need to follow up the detox with some kind of program. And if I were you, I would get super involved. I would make sure that I got a sponsor and started going to meetings and did all the things that they tell you to do, because that's going to help you be the most successful. And if I cannot stress this to you guys enough, therapy, 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 therapy. Yeah, heroin. I've done heroin, yeah. In fact, therapy for me, you guys, trumped everything. Going and talking to somebody about what I was going through and the stuff that happened to me helped me a lot. What happened 6 weeks ago? You need to think about that. So, Clean and Serene, do you have a sponsor? Something else is going on in your life that's making you do that. Something's going on inside you. What's going on? Hey, Catherine. So this is what you need to do. What happened 6 weeks ago, okay? Did you have a friend that passed away? Did you break up with your boyfriend? Did your mom and dad kick you out? Did you have a fight with a loved one? Like, you need to pinpoint what happened 6 weeks ago and then go from there. And here's the thing. I mean, obviously, you haven't picked up, right? And you've been struggling for the last 6 weeks. So you're obviously, like, utilizing your coping tools if you aren't picking up and getting high. Hey, Queenie, I'm back. And so, you know, the only time, like, I have major thoughts of using you guys is, like, when I'm depressed. But other than that, like, I'm usually, like, chilling and happy to be alive and, like, so grateful to be in recovery and, like, making videos and having a good time. So it's only if something, like, happens that really fucking triggers me. But then you know what I do? I literally go through a list in my head, okay? So when I think about getting high, this is what I do. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. I'm back, baby. Okay. So when I think about using, I go into my little brain and I make 2 columns, okay? And I make a pros column and a cons column, okay? So let's say I thought about wanting to get high on meth, because y'all know I'm trying to lose weight and meth would help me lose weight. 9 times out of 10 when I think about using meth, it's because I want to get skinny. So what would be the pros of using meth? Skinny. What would be the cons of using meth? Relapse. The pros, energy. Cons, bad teeth. Pros, I don't really know anymore. Cons, lose my son. Cons, spend money. Cons, lose my family. Anyways, and so on and so forth. And I just sit there and I write down every single reason why I should do it and every single reason why I shouldn't do it. And usually 9 times out of 10, by the time I'm done making that list, the cons list is so damn fucking long that it's like, duh, bitch, you don't need to get high. You know what I mean? It's like so fucking long that I'm like, duh, no sleep, hallucinations, going psychotic, picking my face, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? So that's one way. That's one way I do. Another way that I do it when I think about wanting to use is I do this. I say, okay, Nicole, so you want to use meth so you can get skinny, right? I sit there and I say, if I go out and use meth, I'll get fired from my job. If I go out and use meth, then I'm going to disappoint my mom and dad. And my dad is so proud of me. You know, I got to go spend time with my dad today because today was his 65th birthday. And so he was so happy to have me there. I was sober. I handed him $100 for his birthday so he could go out and do something nice for himself. Something that I haven't been able to do in many years because I was always high during his birthday. And this year was the first year that I've had financial freedom to where I could really give him something so he could do something nice. Something serious, not like just $10 or $15 or $20, like $100, you know? I couldn't have been able to do that before because I was always in my active addiction, always high. I would miss my dad's birthday. I wouldn't be there for my family. I wouldn't be there for anybody. And so my dad was so happy. He was smiling so big. And if you guys want to see where he's smiling so big, you can check out my video or you can go on to Facebook and see the picture I posted of him. But he's flexing his big muscles and smiling from ear to ear because he was happy because he had me and my 2 sisters there, you know? And so that's another thing that when I think about using, I think about how proud my mom and dad are of me now. One of the things that my mom said was, I asked her, Mom, what are you most proud of me for now that I'm in recovery? And my mom's answer was, I'm proud that you're giving back to the community, to your community. I'm proud that you're trying to help other people who are like you, who struggle with addiction, you know? And so I have went so far forward in my life. To go backward would be like, I just can't even fathom why I would even do that. And that's what happens for you guys when you get sober. When you get sober, you start to gain your life back. And eventually what will happen is it won't be worth it to go back. And that's what you want to get to. You want to get to a point where you are so far past where you used to be that it would be ludicrous and it wouldn't make any sense to go back. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be it would just not be worth it. And that's what has happened to me. It has gotten to a point in my life where it is just not even worth it ever, you know? I mean, I would be throwing away my career. I would be throwing away everything, you know? But the thing that I think that it really helps me the most, and it's the most important thing to me, is my son. You know, I don't want my son to ever have to see me high. See, my little boy doesn't remember what it was like when I was in active addiction because he was only a baby. You know, I got sober when he turned 1 year old. And so I don't ever have to worry about him not having me, you know? And so that's what you guys got to do. You got to keep building and building and building your life until you don't want to go back to that old lifestyle anymore, you know? And that's why I want y'all to understand something. Like if you're on Suboxone or you're on methadone and it's helping you maintain your lifestyle of being recovered and staying on the right path, then don't even worry about what other people say. Do what you got to do and stay on your medication. Like I could give a fuck what people say. Like I am thriving, okay? Like I'm living my best fucking life, you know? And for the longest time, I used to let what other people thought of my recovery affect me so bad. And it's just not worth it, you guys. It's just not worth it. Now, I was on a live stream, I think it was like 2 nights ago, and we were talking about avoiding relapses, okay? And so, you know, not only can you like stay away from getting high by like utilizing these kind of coping skills like pros and cons, right? But one way to avoid picking up drugs and alcohol is to know the process of addiction, the disease process, is to know what is coming next, okay? And so I have like little things I can teach y'all for everything. So let me get my other pen out. Hold on. So when a person, okay, so the disease process, it goes like this. Okay, it happens in steps. All right, it happens with you being triggered. Okay, and so you put triggered at number 1. All right, what is a trigger? A trigger is just, it could be something you see, it could be a song you hear, it could be a smell that you smell, it could be spoons, it could be a bottle of pills, it could be a road that you used to drive down when you got high, it could be an old group of friends, it could be a house that you used to live in, it could be depression, it can be anxiety, it could be you being mad, it could be you being at your job and getting too stressed out and then wanting to get high. All these things are triggers, right? Trigger. All right. So then what happens after you are triggered? Guess what happens then? A trigger triggers a thought. So you move into thought. Okay. So it goes trigger, thought. Okay. And so when you're in the process of just thinking about using, you're still at a point where you can turn it around. Why? How? When? when you're thinking about using, you can change your thinking. Oh, I just thought about going down the road to see Black and get me a crack rock. Psh, psh, that's a stupid idea. Let me call my girlfriend that's in recovery so we can go to a meeting. Okay. Oh, I just thought about buying a Xanax bar. Psh, psh, I need to go take my son to go play at the park. Let me call my husband so we can go have a family day. Okay? Oh, smoking a big fat doobie laced with cocaine would be a great idea. Psh, psh, psh. Go out to eat with your family. Okay? Change your thought. Move away from that thought. If you think about using, go all the way on the other side to a totally different kind of thought. Okay? Because if you stay in that thought, you're going to move to the next step, which is obsession. Okay? Okay, so this is where every person who struggles with the disease of addiction, this is the definitive thing that defines whether you are a drug addict or not, is whether you have the compulsion, the obsession to use, okay? Like, some people are not drug addicts. Some people just struggle with abusing drugs, okay? The difference between people that have the disease of addiction and people that just abuse drugs are the obsession, the compulsion to drink and use even though you're having negative consequences, okay? And so when you're in that obsessive mode, you are literally planning it. You're like, okay, I'm going to go to the store on Tuesday. I'm going to meet Black on Wednesday. I'm going to get this, that. You're like literally making a map to the dope man's house. That's what you're doing when you're in obsession. And this is the most dangerous step to be in. If you don't get your motherfucking ass out of obsession, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get high. It goes trigger, thought, obsession, use. So, trigger, thought, obsession, use. You had all this time to get it together before you go to there. So if you know that you're here, then you need to do something right away. If you are obsessing over getting high or getting drunk, there's got to be a change. You've got to do something before it's too late, okay? And if that means going and getting on medication-assisted treatment, then so be it, okay? If that means telling your mom to get a pair of handcuffs and handcuff you to the bed for 2 weeks so you can't move, so be it, okay? If that means you need to do something. You need to be literally screaming from the rooftops, I need help, I'm gonna get high. I need help, I'm gonna get high. Because it's so dead serious. I'm not even playing with you. Okay? Now, a lot of people think that they start craving drugs before they use them. Did you know that's not true? Did you know that you cannot crave something unless you put it into your body? So, the next step after using is craving. Okay? All right, trigger, thought, obsession, use, craving. All right. So there you go. Trigger, thought, obsession, use, craving. All right. And so after you use, you start craving more. That's the phenomenon of craving. That's what separates the drug addicts from the people who just abuse drugs. The obsession and the craving, the phenomenon, the thing that just keeps going, I need to go back and get more. I need to go back and get more. I need to go back and get more. And so trigger, thought, obsession, use, craving. Guess what happens next? Guess what happened next? You go on a spree, baby. You go on a spree, and then the vicious cycle starts all over again, and you're just going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you hit rock bottom. Go ahead, you can screenshot that until you hit rock bottom, and then yeah, the way I always use, we would say TTOUCSV, TTOUCSV, trigger, thought, obsession, use, craving, spree, vicious cycle. So if you can identify what is going on before it happens, then you will not pick up, okay? Like if you can identify the fact that you're triggered, then you can say, okay, I'm dealing with a trigger. Triggers happen to everybody. I'm in control of my destiny. I choose what I want to do. I don't have to go out and get high because I choose to stay sober today. Today I choose to do the right thing. Today I'm not ran by drugs and alcohol. I'm no longer in my active addiction. Okay? The only time that I'm powerless over drugs and alcohol is when I'm putting them bitches in my body. Okay? When I don't have drugs and alcohol in my body, I can make good fucking decisions. I can do the right thing. I can go to my job. I can take care of my kids, right? I can be a good person. It's when I put dope in my body that shit starts fucking up. You know, so as long as you're not putting dope in your body, you can do this and you don't have to go get high. And that's the thing about it, you guys, is like you have to get to a point where getting high is not worth it. It's not worth it anymore. You know, but see, what happens is when we relapse and stuff like that, what happens is high was worth it to us. That's why we did it. To me, getting high right now, like what it looks like to me, it looks like a fucking cesspool of shit and piss. It looks like a puddle with poop and pee and syringes and blood and tampons and all kinds of nasty shit hanging out of it. Okay, it looks just so gross to me that I don't go that way. It's not worth it to me. Okay, now let's say something horrible happened. My husband has a heart attack and dies, right? And I fall into like a deep depression, and then using becomes worth it to me, and I start sinking deeper into the sickness of depression. And then I start fantasizing about the relief that the drugs will give me, right? Oh, I've lost my husband. I can go get high and then I don't have to think about it anymore, and I can feel peace and relief. When that starts happening and the use of drugs is going to provide you relief and solace, then you're in a bad spot. And if that's where you're at, then you need to surround yourself with all your family and people that love you, that can help you stay accountable and help you stay sober. Because in your right mind, when you're not depressed and you didn't lose a loved one, you know it's not worth it to go out and get high. You know it's not worth it to throw away your life. You know what I'm saying? So where would I get a sponsor? You get sponsors from meetings like AA or NA. That's how they do it there. They have sponsors. I do MARA meetings, which is, it's just like 12-step program, but it's for people that are on medication-assisted recovery. It's almost like I'm always self-sabotaging. Yeah, and so you're not even giving yourself a chance. And here's the thing, you guys. Like, if you know that you're self-sabotaging and you know that you're having a struggle, then you need to do something different, okay? If what you have done all the time is not working clean and serene, then try something different, baby. I'm going to tell you, that's what I had to do, okay? For 10 years, I went in and out of Alcoholics Anonymous. 10 years, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Relapse, get sober. Relapse, get sober. Relapse, get sober. When my son got taken away, I was faced with the fucking book. It said, this is your reality. You're going to lose custody of your son and you're never going to see him again. What you have always done is no longer working for you. It's time to do something different. I did not want to get on Suboxone. I was one of those people who was absolutely against it. I thought it was trading one addiction for the other. Okay, I thought that people that got on Suboxone did not want to be sober and they did not want to change their lives. All right? But when you're desperate and you've lost everything and you're about to lose your kids too, you'll do anything that you need to do to stay sober. And so, you know what? I bit the bullet. My doctor said, you have done everything. You've done everything, Nicole, and you haven't been able to stay sober. Why wouldn't you try something different? And you know what? I thought, he's right. Why have I been banging my head into this AA wall for 10 years without any fucking results? Like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I trying to shove my square body into a round hole? It's not fucking working for me. And so when I got on Suboxone, you guys, guess what? I have not relapsed not one time in 6 years. I haven't really even struggled that much. I got into therapy, I started doing my meetings, and I take my medication as prescribed, and I'm good to go. Good to go. Been sober ever since. Who would have thought? Yeah, probably, Sammy. I'm sure they do. So, I'll tell you this much, you guys. I had to have my back up against the wall to choose to get on Suboxone. I had to be like really fucking desperate. And I'm so grateful that I did. And, yes, I'm on 2 milligrams. Yes, I'm tapering. I will tell you guys when I get off, and I will share with y'all my whole journey. But I'm so proud of myself. I would rather be on Suboxone for the rest of my life and have my son back and have my job and be able to help people than to be where I was at 10, 15 years ago. Okay, my life is so much better than it was before that I cannot even stress to you guys how amazing my life is today. And I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about my sobriety. I don't care if they don't think I'm sober. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I love my life today. I have an education about addiction. I help other people learn about addiction. Like, I'm not just sitting up here like making stuff up. Like, I know what I'm talking about, and I work really hard to help other people know what they're talking about, and so nobody can tell me nothing. I go to Mara meetings. But you guys, for the first 3 years of my sobriety, I went to AA. I was on MAT and I went to AA. I was there 3-4 nights a week with my sponsor. I did the damn thing. When I got off drugs, I started going to meetings. I started going to therapy. I was in the fucking AA meeting 3 times a week. I was going out with my sponsor to have lunch and coffee. I was working a job. I was kicking fucking ass. I didn't have a car. I walked everywhere I went. When I got custody of my son back, I put him in a stroller and we was rolling down the street because I was not going to be stopped. I was going to achieve what I needed to achieve. And that's the thing. You got to get to a point where you're not going to let anything block you from getting to where you're going. Okay? You have to look at obtaining sobriety like it's fighting for fucking life. And you have to put your everything into it. You have to start working towards your goal like you're trying to make a good grade on a test, or you're trying to win your family back or your husband back. Something. You need to put something in front of you that makes you want to work towards that goal. And I'm telling you, the thing that helped me was losing my son. It really motivated me to get better. I didn't want to throw away my life anymore. And not only my life, but I didn't want my son's life to be affected by my life because I was being a piece of shit. I didn't want to hurt my son. I didn't want him to not have a good childhood because of me. If you stop, you're going to be sick, Carrie. I take way too many of them. Like, I run out. Yeah, you probably need to talk to your doctor about changing to something like Suboxone or Methadone for pain, because it sounds like you got a problem with abusing them. And that happens because they stop working, because you build a tolerance up to them. And so there's different things you can do. You can talk to your doctor about doing a tolerance break where they lower your dose for a little bit and then go back up on it. Or you can talk to them about transitioning you on to something different like Methadone or Suboxone for pain, which is less, it's stronger, and I think it would be less likely to be abused, I lost my kids who now are young adults. So to do, I have my here. Hey Turtle, I'm in Arkansas too. Yeah, so Carrie, a lot of people are doing the same. A lot of people are where you're at. I mean, so don't be ashamed or anything, but you need to like ask for help because it's only going to get worse. You're only going to run out and you're going to be out longer and longer and longer. So that's what I would do. Talk to your doctor, just tell him, say, Doc, I'm running out of my medication early and it's making me go through withdrawal and I feel like shit, okay? And tell him, say, it's just like just tell him the truth. Just tell him, say, I started taking more because the ones I was taking weren't working anymore, okay? And he's either going to up your dose or he will help you to transition onto something different, which I don't know. It's really strict now with pain management for people. So I'm assuming he's probably going to take you and put you onto something different. But I can't be sure, you know? I was the same way. Like, I could take like 5 Norcos when I first started out. Oh yeah, if you're on a pain contract, get ready, okay? In fact, if I was you, I would start calling around to some different doctors that do pain management with like methadone or Suboxone. Hey Heather, what's up, girl? Because the moment you tell your doctor that you're overtaking your medication, he's gonna get scared. I don't know if he's gonna get scared, but I don't want to say that. He's gonna get concerned, and then he's gonna think, okay, I have to do something to protect me if she is overtaking her medication. You know what I mean? And so, look into, like I said, a methadone or Suboxone pain management doctor. Thank you, Diana. And I'm so glad all you guys are here. I see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we do live streams and we like actually talk about stuff over here. We actually like learn things here. Like, I don't just come up on here and like do nothing, you know? And so that's why it's so important. Like, these live streams are so important to me, and I know they're so important to my people like Diana and Micah and Trey and Blunts and Taylor, you know, like everybody looks forward to these live streams because we do things together. So Carrie, he might not. So listen, here's the thing. It's super fucked up if he just stops you cold turkey. So I don't think he'll do that, okay? So, hey Gracie, what's up? Hey, 20 days, that's awesome. Good job. And so, if you guys stick with me, I'll help you. I'll teach you all kinds of good stuff. Self-medicating, what's going on? Why are you self-medicating? Gabapentin. Ugh, gabapentin. It's okay. So some people take gabapentin and it's not a big deal, but for a lot of people, it can be habit forming, or you can form a dependency to it. Okay, so I know the doctor that I work for, he doesn't like prescribing gabapentin, and so he'll prescribe other things, but not gabapentin, because in the community of people that struggle with substance use disorder, it's widely abused, and so a normal person who's prescribed it would say, I can't get high off of that, but that's because that person has been on it for a while, right? But you can overtake it and you can get a euphoria. And the way the euphoria is, it's like a drunk feeling. It's like a woo-woo, loopy kind of weird feeling. Almost like you're super sleepy, but you can't go to sleep, so you stay up through it. That kind of feeling. Well, you need to get a doctor. Save lives, you need to get a doctor, because here's the thing. You're not going to be able to maintain the Suboxone forever. You'll end up getting to a point where you can no longer get it off the street, and then you're going to be up shit creek without a paddle. So you need to obtain a legal prescription, start therapy, start going to meetings, and do it like that, okay? Hey, Kels, that's awesome. So you're in Philadelphia? Okay, there should be plenty of subclinics in Philadelphia. I love you too, Sammy. Okay? I was actually watching a show today about Kensington, Philadelphia. Yeah, you can go to getsuboxone.com, and that guy over there will help you guys find a Suboxone clinic in your area that is either free or on a sliding scale. Okay, so go to getsuboxone.com and make an appointment with him, and he'll help you, I promise. I send so many people to him all the time. Oh, you do not need to be going down there. Hey, Carrie. Kensington is no good down there. It makes me so sad, you guys, when I see those videos of people down there, because I've never seen anything like that before, y'all. Where I live, it's not like that. There's not people just walking around falling asleep on themselves, you know? Okay, girl. I'll see you later, Clean and Serene. Here's the thing, okay? You guys, those are people that are down there, those are where the lost people go. And those are somebody's kids. Those are somebody's parents, loved ones. And so can you imagine being so lost? Oh, I know I can. I've been there. But can you imagine being so lost that you're just wandering the streets with no end in sight? No one there to support you. No one there to love you, okay? That's what happens when you get to a certain point in drug addiction where you see no light at the end of the tunnel. There is no hope. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you guys. There is hope, and there can be a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's not going to just come up to you and land in your lap. You have got to fight for it. Okay? You have got to go running and catch it. You cannot just let life pass you by. You can't just fucking drop your hands to the side and fucking tap out, okay? And lay there and let addiction fuck you in the ass, okay? You gotta fight for your life. You gotta pick up your pants, throw on your shirt, and go fight. Okay? Don't let that shit take you down through there. Okay? Go get an appointment with your Suboxone doctor. Go get on medication. Go get into therapy. Okay? If you're poor and you have nothing, okay, then you can get services. Okay? Use that shit to your advantage. All right? If you ain't got shit, then go down to the local Department of Human Services, sign up for all that free shit you can get yourself some damn food stamps, and fucking start doing the damn thing. You have got to do this. You have got, basically what you have to do is take a lighter and fucking put it under your ass and light your ass on fire, okay? Because it's not gonna, you cannot just wait for someone to come save you, okay? I'm telling y'all, you'll be waiting there forever. All right? You know who saved me? Do you know who saved me from myself? My son. My own son, because I couldn't even fucking stop doing drugs long enough to give birth to my son sober. I couldn't even stay sober while I was pregnant. My own baby saved my life. My son saved me because I couldn't stop. And so you don't want to be like that. You don't want your kids to have to see you like that. You don't want your babies to have to be born in active addiction. You know what I'm saying? And so my son saved me. You know? What happened, Diana? What's going on, girl? I'm just telling you guys, like, you can't let it's a lie, okay? It's a lie, because your addiction will tell you that it's okay and that nobody knows and that you're gonna be just fine and that it'll get better tomorrow, but it never will. It never gets better. It only gets worse. And each time you lie to yourself and you tell yourself, one pill will be okay. Nobody will know, okay? Or one drink. Then one drink turns to 2. Then 2 drink turns to 4, okay? 1 pill turns to 7. All right. And then it just snowballs out of control, out of control, out of control, out of control. Right? I think about that all the time. I think about how my own son had to save me from myself, and that I couldn't even save myself. I couldn't even stay sober for him. You know, I think about that all the time. And that's one of the things that helps me to not go back, because I don't want to put my son back in that position. But see, here's the thing, okay? So self-isolated. Okay. This is the thing, okay? Who cares? Oh, well, it's shit. Oh, well, they don't care. Guess what? It doesn't matter, okay? You take advantage of anything you can. So this is what I need you guys to understand. I have a young lady. She's in treatment right now, and she has done the bare minimum of what she needs to do to stay sober. Okay, I'm talking like she will barely lift a finger to stay sober. She will barely lift a finger to do her treatment. And so tonight I had to have a come to Jesus meeting with her. And I told her, I said, it's either now or never. Okay? Instead of sitting around and waiting for someone to take you to a meeting, waiting for somebody to do a group therapy session with you, then guess what you need to be doing? You need to be chasing that counselor down and saying, counselor, I need a meeting. Counselor, I need help right now. Okay? It's your recovery and your life that you have to take into. You have to go and get it like it's a fucking prize. Okay? Oh, well, so the counselor skipped you over that way. Oh, well, the meds aren't that good. Guess what? You have to go. Nobody's going to do it for you. That's that mentality that everything has to be easy and everything. No, that's not how it works. Like I said, I walked to meetings. I had a fucking stroller with my son in it, and it was 110 degrees in Little Rock, Arkansas. Okay? And I'm fat as fuck. And I'm walking down the road sweating my ass off. It's like, you guys, we have to just do it. Like, there's gonna be all kinds of stuff that's gonna get in our way. You know what I mean? There's gonna be all kinds of obstacles, and there's gonna be reasons to complain, you know, but we just gotta do it, dude. And you can't get to that point where you're spoiled or you expect things, you know? You have to always remember, you guys, like, if you're getting free services, like, there's people out there that they don't have any kind of way to get free nothing, you know? And so for us to get anything like that is actually, like, pretty awesome, you know? And so be grateful for the help that you do get and take it and really put it to work. Make the system work in your favor, okay? Put them to work. Like I said, go down there, get your food stamps, get yourself set up on Medicaid or whatever you can. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, and here's another thing, you guys. Like, I'm in between. I'm in that cusp where I don't make enough, but I make too much. So I've never qualified for anything to really, like, give me a step up. And so I've always had to either have insurance or beg someplace to take me for free on a scholarship, you know? And so make the system work for you, okay? Do it. Sorry, I got kind of excited tonight. I was just happy to be live, y'all. I'm so happy. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. The haters really tried to keep me down. Okay, so tomorrow's plan. What's tomorrow? Monday. Okay, me and Neil are both off tomorrow. So what we're going to do is we are going to take this old bed out of our separate room. Okay, and we are going to throw it outside because it's a piece of shit. And then we're going to take this new bed that we got for our son and put it in there. Because guess what, y'all? Guess what? Nathaniel, he's going to start sleeping in his own bed. I can't take it anymore. I got to have my bed back. Okay? I gotta have it. Yes, food makes me happy. I'm addicted to it. Well, Kels, I'm glad I can make you happy. Um, Green is my favorite color. That's why I'm on a diet. Because I have a food addiction. I am on Wellbutrin, Lexapro, and Suboxone. Y'all want to know though? Tonight was a good night for me because me and my husband got to give each other some lovins, and you know, I'm just so happy because me and my husband, we don't get to have like our intimate time very often because, like I said, we have a son and he's always in our business. And so when we do, it makes me happy, as you can see. So, okay, I do go live so it's from now on, you guys, I go live at 7:30 p.m. Central, okay? So it won't be as late like tonight. I just didn't get unbanned until 11 o'clock tonight. Yes. So I had to nail that shit down. Okay, Mel, have a good night. Oh yeah, Gracie. I'm sorry, you guys. So that's one of the things that, like, when me and my husband got sober, we had to like get to know each other, you know? How do you still have libido? Well, I mean, because I just do. Well, Wellbutrin and Lexapro don't affect my libido. Now, Suboxone did when I was on a higher amount, but I'm on a lower milligram now. I'm only on 2 milligrams. And so, yeah, I'm good. And also, you know what? I have a libido because I'm super attracted to my husband, and he is a sexy ginger snap. And so, yeah. It's not like, what is libido? Sex drive. When we first got sober, it was non-existent, and we both really struggled. But one of the things that we had to do was start talking to each other about it, because we were both like wanting to do stuff, but we thought the other one didn't want to, or it was just hard because we weren't like getting naturally turned on because the medication that we were on. And so we had to initiate things, you know what I'm saying? And so once we started communicating with each other that we wanted to do those things and initiate things, then that really helped out a lot, you know? And you guys, we're all grown adults. That's just is what it is, you know? And when you get sober and you're in a relationship, you said you were on Wellbutrin, Lexapro, and Suboxone. Suboxone is a partial opioid agonist that is used to treat people that have opiate use disorder. Okay, and so I had been on all medications. Okay, I had tried everything. I had tried abstinence. I had tried methadone. I had tried everything. And so Suboxone was a last ditch effort for me, you guys. I had tried everything before I got on Suboxone. And that's what I try to tell other people. Like, I always tell people, if you haven't tried to get sober before on your own, try it, okay? Try to see if you can do it. Put yourself into treatment, go to detox, and see if you can do it. If you can't do it, then I would definitely try to get on medication. It definitely really, really helped me. And like I said, I haven't relapsed in 6 years, you guys. I've never been able to put together any time, ever. The longest I've been sober was 6 to 9 months, I think. I've taken 30 milligrams of Klonopin at my worst and never did anything crazy. It just felt great. Well, good for you. I drove my car into a brick wall high on Klonopin and Xanax. In fact, I'll tell y'all a story about it. Me and my husband, these are the tales, the benzo tales. These are the tales. I tell so well when I was high on benzodiazepines. And one time we had just left our drug dealer's house, and we had bought a whole bunch of Klonopin, Xanaxes, and Roxys. And so, of course, we couldn't even get out of the parking lot before we took them, right? And so we took him when we was driving down the road, and we went to Chick-fil-A to pick up some strawberry shakes, waffle fries, and chicken sandwiches. So I was pulling out of the Chick-fil-A, and I looked over, and my husband was having a seizure. And so I freaked the fuck out. And I was like, we're 911, we're going to the hospital. Well, my high ass drove past every fucking hospital, y'all, 3 hospitals, and drove us straight into a brick wall. Yes, we got sober together. We got sober together in 2015. We weren't husband and wife back then. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend. But we got married in 2019 after being sober for 4 years. 2019. Yeah, 2019 we got sober. And we had been together. Me and my husband have been together since 2012. Hey, Kathy. What's up, girl? Oh, yeah. I've done some shit. One time when I was high on benzos, I pulled a gun on a guy at a hotel because he wouldn't rent us a room. Pissed me off, so I went and got a Glock. My husband has a bunch of guns because, well, he just has his concealed to carry. And so he had one in his car, and I went and grabbed it and started waving it around at the guy at the front desk. And then he pulled his out on us, and then I ran. When I was in active addiction, you guys, I did the stupidest fucking shit. I was wild. Wild. That's why, like, sometimes I think to myself, and I'm like, man, I'm happy to be alive, you know? One time, we were in this hotel room, right? I had just started dating him, and we decided to get a hotel room at this, it was not a bad hotel. It was like a regular, like, Days Inn or something like that, or Best Western or something. And so we got a hotel, and this is probably iconic, the Benzotales. This is probably one of the first nights that we had, like, stayed in a hotel together. And we had gotten a bunch of Roxy's, and we were shooting them. And I kept falling asleep in the bathtub. And so when I finally woke up, I woke up and I had these bruises all over my body because I was nodding out and falling in the bathtub. It was crazy, you guys. But yeah, that's the stupid shit I used to do in active addiction. And that's why I'm telling you guys, like, that might sound like fun when you're using, but like now that I'm in my right mind, that does not sound fun at all. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even never want to do that. But back then, you know, it was all fun and games because I was sick, and that's all I did was get high. So I'm just happy to be sober. Specifically, I was addicted to meth, oxy, and Xanax. I was a poly addict, okay? So I was addicted to multiple substances. Like seriously. I'm not just saying that or anything like that. Like, my drug addiction started out with alcohol and weed, and then I moved into stimulants, methamphetamine, cocaine. And then I stayed addicted to stimulants. Like, for the first 10 years of my addiction, I was doing meth and cocaine. Well, then, when I got out of prison is when I really got hooked on opiates. And I started shooting opiates. Because I moved here to Little Rock, and that's where I started doing them. Because I met a bunch of people here in Little Rock that they all did opiates. So those were the crazy old times that I was in my active addiction. I'm coloring a picture, y'all, just so you know. So that's why I'm looking down. I'm so glad to not be living that life anymore. Like, I cannot tell you guys enough how much I love being sober. Oh, Virgie, that's an old video, huh? About the first time I took my mom's Percocet. She had gotten her wisdom teeth pulled out. Oh, Gracie, thank you. I'm not strong, girl. I'm just like you are. We're the same. You guys, I'm just a regular person, okay? Just like you. Yep. Okay. So I was like 17 years old when that happened. Now, of course, I had tried, opiates, but I wasn't like addicted to them like I was when I got older. When I was younger, I dabbled with opiates, and I would take them, I would take pills orally. And I would take them orally like when I graduated high school. There was a period of time where I was hooked on Norco-10s, Hydros, and Xanax and Klonopin, but I didn't really get hooked. And what I mean by really hooked is shooting up opiates until I got out of prison, and that's when I started banging opiates. My mom had got her wisdom teeth pulled out, and she had this bottle, like a whole bottle of Percocet in the medicine cabinet. And I was like 17 years old, and I went in there and I took them. And I remember the first time I took her Percocet, and I took like 2 at the same time, and I felt amazing. And that's what happens. It's just like this euphoria that I can't even explain. And you're just like, where has this been all my life? You know what I mean? And then the next thing you know, you can't not do them, And so, yeah. Oh, that was crazy times, crazy times. I'm glad I'm not like that anymore, I have a lot of videos, you guys, that you guys have never even seen that are on my TikTok. Also, if you guys really, really, really want to watch my content and you want to know my whole story, you gotta check out my YouTube channel. I've got videos that are like hours long on there of me telling my story. And you could just plug in your earphones and watch these videos and listen to them at night when you're falling asleep. I'm telling you. Yeah, you're on my YouTube channel, Virgie? Yeah, I do. Like, and I made so many thousands of videos, thousands. And that's how I started telling my story, was on YouTube, because I wanted to help people. And I'm telling you guys, I started telling my story, and it was like 2016 when I started telling my story on YouTube. 2016, 2017. And little did I know that my bosses were watching my videos. And that's when they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to work for them, So I'm telling you guys, like, if you're like, I want to help people, I want to do what Nicole does, you can do it. Go make yourself a YouTube channel. Go start telling your story here and on YouTube. I work for American Addiction Institute of Mind and Medicine for Dr. B. Go make yourself a channel and start sharing your story. And you guys, I'm telling you, you can do the same thing. I don't have a degree. I didn't go to college. I'm a felon. Okay, I've been to prison, but now I get to help people and give back what was given to me. And all I do is answer the phones, share my story, make videos. My YouTube channel is called Real Talk Recovery with Nicole. Real Talk Recovery with Nicole. So, it's my passion. It's my passion. And you all can do the same thing. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys, is that each one of you can do the same thing. Okay? I'm just a regular person. I was sharing my story, and you can do the same thing. My son will be 7 years old next month on July 4th. So I want to encourage you guys. I want to inspire you guys. Hey, Sharice, what's up, girl? I want you guys to get inspired and excited, because you can do the same thing. You can do it the way I did it, or you can do it the smarter way and go get your education in addiction studies and go become a counselor and actually really get a really good job doing it, Had I not got addicted, what do I think my career would have been? Oh, girl, I would have been like waiting tables or working in like helping social work or something like that. Helping people. I've always been, well, no, you know what? Sales too. Like I was really good in sales. Like I did a lot of makeup stuff. And I used to work for a cosmetic counter and do people's makeup. So I'm a jack of all trades. If you can talk and you have a good work ethic, you can do any job you want to do. And so I'm a good talker. I'm a good talker and I work hard. And so, yeah, okay, so listen to this, you guys. And if you're like, I don't really want to go to college because it's too much work, then go and get your degree. Okay, go get your degree in, go get your certification for peer specialists. And you can work helping other people, peer support specialist. Or you can become a recovery coach, and all you have to do is start coaching people. It's literally a life coach. You don't have to have a degree to do that. So, that looked weird from there. Anyway, my old ass is getting tired now. I got so excited about having my live streaming privileges back, I had to jump on. So I love you guys. I'm going to take this video and upload it onto YouTube. So if you missed it tonight, you can watch it there. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? Okay? Okay. I love you.